Hello everyone, this is my recap of the first season of Outer Range. As always, I'm going to tell the story in chronological order. Alright, let's go. To the best of our knowledge, the story starts in 1886, following this kid by the name of Royal.
That sounds made up.
You see, Royal goes out hunting with his father, but the only thing that was hunted that day was his father, because Royal accidentally kills his father. Ashamed of what he's done and being a helpless little kid, Royal runs away from home, leaving his mother and sister behind. He then runs into this mysterious hole, and as any sane person would do,
You better get away from it, middleman.
nope, he jumps right in. When he emerges from the hole, it was the year 1968, and a kid by the name of Will Tillerson sees him and starts going mad from that point on, at least in everybody else's eyes. Fast forward several more years, and Royal is married to Cecilia and has two kids, who are Rhett and Perry. Perry marries a girl by the name of Rebecca and has a kid by the name of Amy. And the story kicks off several months into the disappearance of Rebecca, who is presumed dead. You see, Rebecca's disappearance sets Perry into a downward spiral. And you see, I'd argue that we wouldn't have such a messy story if it wasn't for Perry. Here's what happens. The Abbotts own a ranch right next to the Tillersons, who are bigger and richer. The problem is that the Tillersons, specifically Wayne, wants the Abbotts' land. But the Abbotts would never sell, so the Tillersons try to go through the state to get the land. And the state basically backs up the Tillersons, thanks to a lot of money. This wouldn't have been such a big deal except for the fact that Royal is hiding the big hole that he came out of on the land. And to make matters worse, he allows this woman by the name of Autumn to camp on their land. Autumn discovers this hole and pushes Royal into it, which is where Royal sees the future and sees that he's dead and they no longer own their land. He of course tries to bury this, but a very unfortunate series of events occur. You see, going back to Perry, he gets drunk and kills one of the three Tillerson boys, a guy by the name of Trevor Tillerson. Red and Royal tried their best to help Perry cover up the murder, but to no avail because pretty soon the cops find the body. But they don't know enough to actually determine who killed him. During all of this, Perry has been talking a lot to Autumn, who gets crazier and crazier each episode. Autumn then uses the death of Trevor to accelerate the problems that the Abbotts were already having. Cecilia is questioning her faith in God, Rhett only wants to hang out with Maria, his high school crush, and Perry is losing his mind thanks to grief and guilt. I guess you could call that a GG. Okay. Anyways, everything boils up to Rhett's bull riding competition, and Perry shows me exactly why I don't like him. He confesses to the murder of Trevor and goes to jail. Celia then bails him out and uses the land as collateral, given that his bail was set at a whopping $500,000. Perry, influenced by Autumn, doesn't really care, because he, along with the two living Tillerson boys, Billy and Luke, now know about the void thanks to Autumn. Perry then jumps into the void and it closes up, which also means that he's most likely not going to show up for the trial, losing his family the land.
Sorry, he makes me so mad.
Billy and Autumn, who are now in love with each other, have a shootout against Royal, who really wants Autumn dead. During the shootout, he discovers that Autumn has a peculiar scar on her forehead. At the same time, Rhett and Maria, who were trying to leave town, were stopped thanks to a herd of time-traveling buffaloes.
What?
Most likely the same buffaloes that their deputy Sheriff Joy has been seeing all day. She played a part in having Perry's confession, but she may or may not be stuck in the past. The season then ends with two very important things happening. The first is that Rebecca shows up and takes Amy away without anybody noticing, leaving Cecilia utterly destroyed. Her whole family is practically gone, including Royal, who hasn't really been there to begin with. Speaking of Royal, the second thing is that Royal discovers that Autumn is actually Amy. This is because Amy just got the peculiar scar that Royal noticed on Autumn. Yeah, I hope I answered all of your questions, but if I didn't, be sure to leave a comment. I read them all. Also, if you like Outer Range, you may like this show right here. That's it.